meeting takes place on colonized land. And I think we should develop what food justice activists call a deep sense of place. A deep sense of place, so that whatever we do, we never allow ourselves to forget the lasting effects of settler colonialism and its genocidal violence inflicted on the original inhabitants of this land. We have recently lost a number of our comrades in struggle, and I want to make sure that as we move forward, our ideas and our radical practices are animated by their spirit. And I can only name a few. I'm thinking of Stuart Hall. I'm thinking of Amiri Baraka. I'm thinking of Vincent Harding. I'm thinking of Maya Angelou. I'm thinking of Paul Robeson Jr. I'm thinking of Chokwe Lumumba. I want to thank the organizers of this extraordinary gathering. How wonderful it is to be here to experience this rich community, temporary though it may be, which I think serves as a promise for the revolution to come. And I am immensely honored by the fact that I've been asked to share the stage with Harry Belafonte and David Harvey. Yeah, over the last period, Harry and I have had the opportunity to meet on a number of occasions. We need to continue to do this. I absolutely love your story about the trip to Greenwood, Mississippi with Sidney Poitier, and I tell it all the time. I think I've memorized it from your book. I had the opportunity to sit in a panel before this. It was a panel on police terrorism, mass incarceration, and something else. And what? And criminal, and oh, I thought you were going to say, and the abolition of imprisonment as the dominant mode of punishment. But it was quite a moving panel. Ron Davis, the father of Jordan Davis, was there. Tenjiwe Harris, and my comrades from the Oscar Grant struggle, from Oakland, right? Is Oakland in the house? And the wonderful spoken word artists, Jasiri. Jasiri is right there. Thank you so much for your work. Let me say that I think this is a very important historical moment that calls for the kind of conjunctural analysis that follow the example of Antonio Gramsci and Stuart Hall. Analyses which can help us figure out where we are and what the conditions of possibility for radical change might be. I think this is an important historical conjuncture, especially considering what appears to be revitalized activisms, anti-capitalist and labor activisms, prison abolitionist movements, campaigns against heteropatriarchy, homophobia, transphobia, and especially, I think, the new energy we see in struggles for Palestine solidarity. We have been convened this weekend under the rubric Imagining a World with Transformative Justice, Reform or Revolution. And so as we reflect on the possibilities of reform or revolution, it is worth remembering other historical moments that were transformative moments, moments of promise, historical conjunctures that evinced great promise, great possibility. Last year, of course, we marked the sesquicentennial of the Emancipation Proclamation. Next year, the sesquicentennial of the 13th Amendment. And we're generally the advent of the period that W.E.B. Du Bois called radical reconstruction. And as we seek to apprehend possibilities for radical change today, I think it is important to develop a deep sense of the tradition into which we wish to insert ourselves, the tradition into which we attempt to insert ourselves. Du Bois talked about radical reconstruction, or the end of the Civil War, as having been brought about by what he called a general strike of black workers. A general strike of black workers. And he, of course, was referring to the fact that slaves withdrew their labor. They withdrew their labor from the plantations and all of the other work sites. David Rudiger has written a wonderful new book called Seizing Freedom, which attempts to tell that story. Because I don't think we sufficiently grasp the extent to which that period held the promise of revolution. And this is largely because of racist ideologies that have persuaded us that this was an era